Hi, welcome to ACJ 353, our research class for the Criminal Justice Adult Studies program. My name is Allison Tan, and I will be your instructor. Just by way of introduction a little bit, I actually teach here at Trinity in the social work program and have been teaching the social work research course, which is a very similar course to this one for a number of years. And so excited to have you join us in this online course this term. So what I wanted to do here at the beginning, and hopefully you're watching this video as one of the first things that you're doing in terms of getting oriented to this course. What you'll see in the Moodle page is that the course is broken down into 8 modules. We have 8 weeks, and folks, that's not a lot. So the first thing I want you to know is an 8-week online research course is tough. And what I mean by tough is that it's a lot of work. The general expectation for amount of time in terms of completing the expectations of this course are anywhere between 10 and 15 hours a week of your time dedicated to this course. That may sound like a lot to some of you, and so I just wanted that to be kind of a warning up front. I think that what you'll see in the way that I've designed the course, and we're going to walk through some of that a little bit here in this video, is that I've designed it to be something you could digest in little pieces along the way, but there is a lot of work. And so as you start to think now about kind of how to organize your lives for the next 8 weeks, just wanted to give you some sort of guidance on amount of time. There are definitely modules that require probably less time than others, and some modules that are very, very heavy in terms of time and in terms of writing and things like that. So I'd encourage you to just pay close attention to that. So let's talk a little bit about the design of the course and the structure of the course. If you haven't already done so, the next thing I'd suggest that you do is really pay attention to the syllabus. I am definitely one of those instructors that sticks very close to my syllabus. And if this was a face-to-face class and you were coming in and asking questions, most of the answers would be in the syllabus. So I take a lot of time in putting together a syllabus that tells you everything you need to know for the course. And so I strongly encourage you to just kind of read that from start to finish, and specifically paying attention to assignments and things like that, because I think you'll be able to get a really good idea of what the course is from the syllabus. What you'll see in the syllabus in terms of assignments and expectations, and so actually I'm just going to turn there with you, is that the graded elements of this course include 5 quizzes. The quizzes are module-based quizzes between 10 and 20 questions. They're all taken on Moodle. They're set up so that you get somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes from start to finish, and it just depends on the number of questions. Essentially, it's a minute a question. And so there are 5 quizzes, and I'll drop the lowest quiz at the end of the semester, at the end of the term. So 5 quizzes. Those quizzes cover all of the textbook content. Definitely as an online course, it is an expectation that you're reading the textbook. For most modules, we'll post a screencasted narrated PowerPoint, but it's going to cover just some of the highlights that I think are really important, or things that I think you need to hear from me a little bit more in terms of instruction. But I'm not going to cover everything that's in the textbook. And so there's definitely an expectation that you've done the textbook readings. And so 5 quizzes. Then in every module, in every module, there is some sort of discussion activity. Most of those are done in a discussion board. And those are graded elements. And you can read specifically the description and what's required. So there's a discussion activity. Um, and then there are 2 article critiques. Article critiques, we'll talk a little bit more about as the semester gets along, but those are 2 papers that you're going to write. And then a big project that is developing your own research proposal. And the very first kind of a discussion activity in this module, in module 1, is called What's Your Thing? You're going to use something called VoiceThread, and answer the question, what's your thing? What is it that you're interested in the field of criminal justice or the field of social work? I know we have a couple social work students in this course as well. But why are you a criminal justice major? What are you interested in? And once you kind of figure out like what your specific area of interest is, then you're going to spend this course turning that into a research study. And there are draft papers due along the way to kind of help you build that for your final presentation. So those are sort of the graded elements. I think that in terms of structure of the course, probably the most important part of the syllabus is actually on page 2 of the syllabus if you have it. What I've done is try to give you an idea of how I would suggest that you structure your week. So a module runs from Monday morning, so midnight Monday morning through Sunday night, 11:59 Sunday night, so Monday to Sunday. And so what I've done on the bottom of page 2 of the syllabus is give you a general recommendation on how I suggest that you structure your week. So what that says is begin each module on Monday. So get in the habit on Monday of checking the Moodle site right away and getting started on the module. Start by reviewing what's called the module overview. Each module has a document that's called the module overview, and that's where I break down, read this, do this, watch this, because there's videos that are included at times, and then some self-check questions. At the end of this module, you should be able to do all of these things. That module overview will sort of be key for you in organizing your week. So start by reviewing the document and doing all of the assigned readings. That's really what I recommend for Monday of every week. Then once you've done the readings, then Tuesday through Thursday should be designated as critical thinking and working days on the activities associated with the module. You should also take the quiz sometime between Tuesday and Thursday if there's one assigned. And the reason that I say that is because that then leaves the weekend, Friday through Sunday, to revisit the content, to view comments and participate in discussion boards and respond accordingly. What you'll see is that a lot of the discussion activities require you to post something original, and then for you to return to the course, see how your classmates are responding, and respond to them. And so obviously, if you're waiting until Sunday night to do all of that, you're not going to have time to do that. So I hope that that helps in terms of you thinking about how to sort of structure your week. So open it up on Monday, do the readings, look at the module overview. Tuesday through Thursday, thinking critically, participating, posting your original content, and taking the quiz. Friday through Sunday, really interacting with your classmates. So I hope that that helps. So in terms of technology for an online course, the only technology you are required to have is a webcam. So you need to have a webcam and a microphone that are functioning and that you know how to use. You will use something called VoiceThread. That's a free software that you just download onto your computer, and all it requires is a webcam. If there are any technology questions, please let me know those as soon as possible. Okay, so then lastly, I just want to say a few things to help you kind of get your head around a research course, this research course in particular. So what I'll say is, like I said, the big project in this class is something that you get to design. And so hopefully you will find that while this class is a lot of content and it can be really heavy, that you will also find that it's something that you'll discover you really care about, because you'll answer that question, what's my thing, right? What's your thing? What are you really interested in? Maybe it's mass incarceration. Maybe it's police brutality and racial profiling. Maybe it's working with adolescent youth, whatever the specific niche is for you, and build your project off of that. You'll also see in this class that I have included a bit of a focus on restorative justice. I chose restorative justice as a focus for the 2 articles that you're assigned to read and write article critiques on, because I thought restorative justice was sort of a nice sort of bridging between social work, which is the perspective that I come from, and criminal justice, which is the major most of you in this class are pursuing. There is a conference on campus in October on restorative justice, and so I hope that a lot of you will attend that as well. The last thing I want to say is that anytime I teach an undergraduate research course, I always have students who come in and they're very nervous because research feels like a really big thing. Research feels like this academic thing that your professors do, that people with PhDs do. Why am I taking a research class? I'm only an undergrad student. And so I want to be clear. My goal for this class for you is not to turn you into mini little researchers. I agree that being a researcher is not a bachelor's level skill. So I'm not trying to turn you into little researchers, even though you are designing a research study. My goal is that every one of you leaves this class being a good critical consumer of evidence. You'll hear me say that sentence a couple times this semester. Being a good critical consumer of evidence. What does that mean? That means that while bachelor's level students are not going to graduate and go out into the world and do original research most of the time, you're going to engage in research all the time. I hope that when you finish this class, you will be a good critical consumer of evidence. You'll be able to hear research findings in the news and understand what they mean. You'll be able to read a scholarly article and understand what that research is saying and offer critique on whether that research is good or not to begin with. And you'll be able to engage in work with clients in whatever capacity that is that uses the research that's out there. So I hope that, that this term that you will get something out of this class. Know that it's going to be a lot of work, but know that at the end you will be good critical consumers of evidence, and that is a really important skill for moving forward in the profession. I look forward to working with all of you this term. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me. Use the contact information on the syllabus, and do good work. Talk to you soon.